Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Jessa Duggar slammed as dirty slob, irresponsible mom in wake of religious outing. The former reality star and her husband took their children to a tourist attraction in Arkansas over this past weekend, introducing all 5 kids to Ark Encounter, a life-size version of Noah's Ark, where guests can explore 3 levels of exhibits, along with attractions like a playground and a zoo. In response to this family outing, critics decided to judge Jessa for something else entirely, something unrelated to whether or not one believes Noah's Ark ever existed. As you can see in the Instagram photo below, Jessa's 3-year-old daughter, Fern, appeared to have barefoot during this trip. Had the best time visiting the hashtag Ark Encounter last month. Highly recommend, Jessa wrote in her caption, not mentioning her toddler's lack of footwear. Users on Reddit wasted little time in zooming in on Fern's bare feet, with one individual remarking, "If you want them barefoot at home, fine. But these people with kids barefoot in public places, it's just gross." Duggar is no stranger in being called out for being an irresponsible parent, with some folks dragging Jessa for her messy home, just to cite one example. "Jessa is honestly just a slob," another commenter wrote this week, adding of her spouse. "Ben didn't know this when he married her, but I bet this a point of contention. He usually is put together and well-groomed. Jessa is a mess and lets the kids look the same." A third person pointed out that Jessa isn't the only mom in her family to have been spotted doing something such as this. "What is it with these girls? They have an aversion to wearing shoes and slash or the appropriate kind?" "I'm talking to you, Jessa," Jill and Joy, the user wrote. To be fair, there were some folks out there who rushed to Duggar's defense amid this torrent of criticism, especially when considering the number of children Jessa must account for. Kids are frequently barefoot/shoeless/ wearing inappropriate footwear because they are kids. Am I missing something? One person wrote, while another mostly agreed as follows. "Maybe something happened to the shoes. They got wet? They broke? The bottoms tore off." Sometimes these posts are a bit ridiculous when nobody knows the situation. Jessa Duggar Seawald, once a celebrated member of the Duggar family and star of 19 Kids and Counting On, has found herself embroiled in a heated storm of criticism yet again. The Duggar family's stringent religious beliefs and controversial lifestyle choices have made them a lightning rod for debate. But this time, Jessa is facing the heat solo, with critics labeling her as a dirty slob and an irresponsible mom following her recent social media posts about a religious outing with her children. While the Seawald family has often been praised for their devotion to faith, their latest family adventure has ignited a fiery backlash that reveals the increasingly polarized view of Jessa's parenting choices and personal standards of living. Here's how it all unfolded. The outing that sparked a firestorm. The drama began when Jessa shared an Instagram reel documenting a day out with her 4 children, Spurgeon, Henry, Ivy, and Fern. The family attended a local religious revival event, complete with outdoor worship, a picnic lunch, and various faith-based activities for children. The video seemed innocent enough, Ivy gleefully picking wildflowers, Spurgeon quoting scripture with confidence, and Fern clapping along to gospel music. But the internet, as it often does, zeroed in on what they considered red flags. First, critics pointed out what they called shocking neglect in the video. In one clip, Fern, still a toddler, was seen wandering barefoot on gravel while holding what appeared to be a half-eaten piece of food she'd picked up off the ground. Another moment captured Henry with a noticeable stain on his shirt, and Spurgeon was reportedly seen eating a sandwich directly off a blanket that had been laid on dirt. Dirty slob or just real life? The backlash was swift. Social media erupted with comments accusing Jessa of failing to maintain basic cleanliness and safety for her children. "Does Jessa even try to keep her kids clean?" One commenter asked. "That blanket looked like it hadn't been washed in weeks." Another critic chimed in, "How hard is it to make sure your toddler isn't eating dirt? This is basic parenting 101. Fans of the Duggars, however, were quick to defend Jessa, arguing that the video simply showed real life as a busy mom of 4. "Kids get messy. That's just what happens when they're having fun outdoors," one supporter wrote. "Not every mom is obsessed with keeping everything Instagram perfect." Others praised Jessa for allowing her children to experience nature and enjoy simple pleasures like playing outside and attending a community event. Irresponsible parenting allegations. Beyond the cleanliness debate, many viewers accused Jessa of being irresponsible for taking her children to the event in the first place. They argued that the crowded gathering posed risks not only in terms of potential illness, but also regarding child safety. Did you notice how Jessa just let her kids run around with no supervision? One detractor pointed out, anything could have happened. Another added, bringing a toddler to an event like that without proper precautions is just reckless. In response to these claims, Jessa posted a lengthy Instagram story defending herself. She explained that the event was a close-knit community gathering and that she had kept a watchful eye on her kids the entire time. "I'm a mom who loves her kids deeply and wants them to grow up with strong values and wonderful memories," Jessa wrote. "It's heartbreaking to see people twist those efforts into something negative." The Duggar legacy, a double-edged sword. Part of the scrutiny Jessa faces stems from her family's controversial history. The Duggar name has become synonymous with fundamentalist Christianity, rigid gender roles, and, unfortunately, scandal. Her older brother, Josh Duggar, is currently serving time in prison for possession of child pornography, a revelation that rocked the family and led to the cancellation of Counting On. For Jessa, the association with her family's tarnished reputation means she's constantly under the microscope. Critics often accuse her of perpetuating harmful ideologies and failing to break free from the restrictive upbringing that defined her childhood. "Jessa is just repeating the same cycle," one commenter wrote. "Her kids deserve better than this." But others argue that Jessa has made significant efforts to carve out her own path. Unlike her parents, Jessa has been open about questioning certain aspects of her upbringing. She and her husband, Ben Seawald, have also taken a more modern approach to education, choosing to homeschool their children with a broader curriculum than what Jessa experienced. Cleaning up her image. This isn't the first time Jessa has been called out for perceived shortcomings in cleanliness or homemaking. She's previously faced criticism for sharing photos of cluttered rooms in her home, including a bathroom that some followers deemed unfit for children. "Jessa needs to get her act together," one follower commented on a past post. "You can't just blame everything on being a busy mom." Yet Jessa has embraced the criticism in her own way, often laughing off comments and posting honest glimpses into her life. In one video, she joked about the never-ending pile of laundry that comes with having 4 kids, captioning it, "Keeping it real because perfection is overrated." Balancing faith and modern motherhood. The religious outing has also reignited debates about the balance between faith and modern parenting. Critics argue that Jessa's focus on religious values sometimes comes at the expense of practicality, while supporters see her as a role model for integrating faith into daily life. "Jessa is teaching her kids what really matters: love, faith, and family," one fan wrote. "The haters can keep their spotless houses. I'll take messy but meaningful any day." Others, however, remain unconvinced. "It's one thing to prioritize faith, but that doesn't mean you get a pass on basic responsibilities," a detractor argued. Being a good mom is about more than just teaching Bible verses. What's next for Jessa? As the backlash continues, Jessa seems determined not to let the negativity get to her. In a recent post, she shared a heartfelt message about the joys and challenges of motherhood, writing, "Every day brings new lessons, and I'm grateful for every messy, beautiful moment with my kids." Whether you view Jessa as a victim of unfair judgment or as someone in need of self-reflection, one thing is clear: she's not stepping out of the spotlight anytime soon. For now, Jessa appears focused on her family and her faith, even as the internet debates every detail of her life. And while the criticism may sting, it's unlikely to deter her from sharing her journey, messy moments and all. Conclusion. The latest backlash against Jessa Duggar highlights the intense scrutiny faced by public figures, especially those with controversial backgrounds. While some see her as an irresponsible mom and a dirty slob, others view her as a relatable and grounded parent navigating the challenges of modern motherhood. In the end, the debate over Jessa's parenting may say more about the critics than it does about her. After all, no one's life is spotless, and perhaps Jessa's willingness to share her imperfect reality is exactly what makes her story so compelling.